each step sounding like a warning. Mike pushed the front door, and it swung open with a groan, as if the house was exhaling. The darkness inside swallowed their flashlight beams, and a chill settled over them, unnatural for a summer night. "Holy crap, it's freezing," Sarah whispered, rubbing her arms. Mike grinned, stepping inside. "See? Already creepy. This is going to be gold." The foyer was a cavern of shadows, the floor coated in dust that puffed up with every step. A grand staircase rated for his video. "Welcome to the haunted house on Maple Lane, where ghosts probably eat dust for dinner." His voice echoed, and for a moment, Jake thought he heard a reply, a faint whisper, too soft to make out. "Did you guys hear that?" Sarah asked, her flashlight trembling. Mike paused, his grin faltering. "Hear what?" Jake swallowed, his throat dry. "It sounded like, I don't know, a voice." The whisper came again, clearer this time, from somewhere deeper in the house. It was a single word, stretched and distorted. "Leave." Sarah grabbed Jake's arm, her nails. But the laughter died when something banged back, a single, deliberate thud from the other side. Sarah gasped, stepping back. "That wasn't an echo," she whispered. Jake's heart pounded, his flashlight shaking in his hand. The banging came again, slower, like footsteps approaching the door. Mike's bravado crumbled, his phone lowering. "Okay, maybe this was a bad idea," he said, his voice barely audible. Before they could move, the padlock clicked. the chain falling to the floor with a clatter. The door creaked open, inch by inch, revealing a small windowless room. The air inside was freezing, the smell of decay overwhelming. Jake's flashlight swept the space, landing on a pile of old photographs scattered across the floor like fallen leaves. He knelt, picking one up with trembling fingers. The photo was yellowed, its edges curling, but the image was clear. 3 teenagers standing outside the house on Maple Lane, their faces unmistakable. It was him, Mike, and Sarah, down to the clothes they were wearing that night. This is us," Jake stammered, his voice breaking. Sarah snatched the photo, her eyes wide with panic. "How is this possible? This looks like it's from the 80s." Mike grabbed another, his hands shaking. This one showed the same 3 figures, but their faces were blurred, and a dark shape loomed behind them, its edges jagged and indistinct. The whispers started again, louder now, a chorus of voices overlapping. "Get out! You don't belong! Leave!" They seemed to come from the walls, the floor, the air itself. Jake's flashlight flickered, the beam weakening as the room grew darker. Sarah dropped the photo, backing toward the door. "We need to go now," she cried. But the house had other plans. The iron door slammed shut, the lock clicking back into place. The temperature plummeted, their breaths frosting in the air. Shadows moved in the corners, too tall and too thin to be human, their edges flickering like static. Jake pounded on the door, his fists aching, while Mike kicked at it, shouting curses. Sarah's flashlight went out, plunging them into near darkness. Something cold brushed Jake's arm, like fingers trailing across his skin. He spun, but nothing was there. Only the photographs, now scattered as if blown by an unseen wind. One caught his eye and he wished he hadn't looked. It showed him alone, his face twisted in a scream, the dark shape from the other photo now standing over him, its hands around his throat. Panic took over. Jake grabbed a broken chair from the debris and swung it at the door, the wood splintering, but the iron holding firm. The whispers grew into a scream, a deafening wail that made his ears Maybe you heard a strange noise or saw something you can't explain. Drop your story in the comments below. I read every single one, and who knows, yours might end up in a future video. If you want to send a longer story, check the email in the description. Oh, and stick around for our next upload. It's gonna be a wild one. Until then, sleep with one eye open. You never know what's lurking in the shadows. See you next time.